Hello, good afternoon. Now we are going to discuss about hydrophily. What is hydrophily? When pollination takes place with the help of water, such type of pollination is called hydrophily. The hydrophily, that is the pollinating agent is water, and the water is abiotic component of the environment. So when pollination takes place with the help of abiotic factor, that is water, such a pollination is called hydrophily. So all aquatic plants never show such a hydrophily, but some of the aquatic plants like lotus, water hyacinth, and lily, water lily, shows entomophilous type of pollination. That means the pollination takes place with the help of insect is called entomophily. So lotus, shows the entomophilous type of pollination. Similarly, another plant, that is Potanogeton. This Potanogeton shows anemophilous type of pollination. That means the pollination takes place with the help of wind. The hydrophilous type of pollination occurs in such plants like Creatophyllum, Vallisneria, and Zostera. These are the some examples in which the hydrophilous type of pollination occur. So the hydrophilous flower shows some peculiar characters, and these peculiar characters are nothing but adaptations. So adaptations shown by the hydrophilous flowers are such as number one, flowers are inconspicuous and small. So what do you mean by inconspicuous? The flowers which are not showy, such flowers are inconspicuous, and the flowers are comparatively smaller as this hydrophilous flower is compared with entomophilous or any other type, then you will observe that the flowers are comparatively smaller. Another adaptation for hydrophily is floral parts or perianth are unwettable. So what do you mean by perianth? So these perianths are nothing but these are modified calyx and corolla. So members of calyx and corolla are similar, then these members are nothing but perianth. So sepals and petal. Sepals are generally green and petals are colored. But when sepals and petals are similar, that is they are colorless or colored. That means the sepals and petals when are similar, such condition, such sepals and petals when are indistinct, when sepals and petals are indistinct, such members are called perianth. And now the hydrophilous type of flower, the perianth, these are unwettable. So unwettable means they are waterproof. Similarly, the hydrophilous flower also shows another adaptation. That means the pollen grains are long, unwettable due to the presence of mucilage. The pollen grains are ribbon-like. Pollen grains are long, and pollen grains are unwettable. Even though pollen grains lies in water, they are remain waterproof. Such pollen grains, when they are remain waterproof, such pollen grains are unwettable. So pollen grains are long and unwettable due to the presence of mucilage. So pollen grains are covered with some secretion, that is mucilage, and this mucilage makes the pollen grain waterproof or unwettable. The next and last adaptation for hydrophily is flowers are without nectar and fragrance. These flowers are comparatively smaller, and even though these flowers not only smaller, but these are without scent or odor. These flowers are scentless. These flowers are without fragrance. Or flowers are without nectar. So what is the nectar? Nectar is a sweet watery secretion of flower. So that such flowers, that is hydrophilous flower, are without nectar because here the pollinating agency is water, and so as it is non-living, so these flowers are less attractive and without nectar and fragrance because the pollinating agency is water, and so flowers are without nectar and fragrance. So these are the some adaptations for hydrophily. Then now we are going to discuss about the types of hydrophily. The hydrophily is mainly two types, that is epihydrophily and hypohydrophily. The pollination takes place on the surface of water is called epihydrophily, and pollination when takes place below the surface of water, such pollination is called hypohydrophily. Now, what is epihydrophily? What is epihydrophily, and what are the examples of epihydrophily? The pollination when occurs on the surface of water is called epihydrophily, and such a epihydrophily is observed in Vallisneria plant. So Vallisneria is an aquatic dioecious plant. So what do you mean by dioecious? The male plant and female plant are separate. When male and female plants are separate, such condition is called dioecious. So male plant produces male flower and female plant produces female flower. At the maturity of male plant, the male flowers are released from the male inflorescences. These male flowers are reached at the surface of water. When these male flowers are floating on the surface of water, at the same time, when the female flower mature, it comes to the surface due to the uncoiling of this female flower. The stalk of the female flower is uncoiled, and so the female flower comes to the surface of water. So here the female flower comes to the surface of water due to the uncoiling of stalk of this flower. So in immature condition, the stalk of this flower is coiled, that is spring-like. When this flower mature, the uncoiled stalk becomes straight and somewhat straight, and so the female flower comes to the surface of water. When female flower comes to the surface of water, it receives the pollen grains from the male flowers already whatever floating on the surface. When male flowers are floating on the surface, at the same time when female flowers come to the surface, it receives pollen grains from the male flower and pollination occurs on the surface of water. When this female flower comes to the surface of water, it becomes horizontal and it receives the pollen grain from male flower. So in this way, Vallisneria is one of the important example where the epihydrophily is observed. Similarly, the hypohydrophily is another type of pollination. Hypohydrophily means pollination takes place below the surface of water, and in that hypohydrophily, what happens? The pollen grains are already lies in that water. That means the pollen grains are not floating on the surface, but the pollen grains are sink in the water. Pollen grains are ribbon-like, long, and when these pollen grains are long, needle-like, pollen grains released from the male plant. So the hypohydrophily is seen in the Zoostera, where the Zoostera also is a dioecious plant. Zoostera, male plant and female plants are separate. When the male plant produces pollen grain, at that time, when these pollen grains are released from the male plant, these pollen grains are lies in the water. they sink in the water. When the female flower mature, at that time it receives the long ribbon-like pollen grain, and the female flower when receives the long needle-like, long ribbon-like pollen grain, and pollination occurs below the surface of water, and such pollination when occurs below the surface of water is called hypohydrophily. Example, Zostera. So Zostera is dioecious plant, male and female plants are separate, and the pollen grains were released from the male plant when received by the female flowers of the female plant, and pollen grains are long ribbon like when these are caught by the female flower below the surface of water, at such pollination that is observed in Zostera. This is about the hypohydrophily and all about the types of hydrophily. So hydrophilous plant generally these are dioecious. The hydrophilous pollination occurs in some aquatic species, some other species of some other aquatic species like lotus shows entomophilous type of pollination. That means pollination occurs with the help of insect. He is called entomophilous. In lotus, in water lily and water hyacinth, the pollination occurs with the help of insect. While in Potanogeton, pollination takes place with the help of wind, and such pollination is called anemophilous type of pollination. So in this way, all aquatic plants, in all aquatic plants, there is no hydrophilous type of pollination. So in most of these aquatic plants, in some aquatic plant, there is hydrophilous type of pollination. Some other aquatic plant, there is entomophilous, and in some other species like Potanogeton, where the pollination occurs with the help of wind. So all aquatic plants show various types of pollination like hydrophily, entomophily, and anemophily. So these are the various types of pollination observed in aquatic plants like Cratophyllum, Vallisneria, Zostera, and Potanogeton. Similarly, lotus, water hyacinth, and water lily shows entomophilous type of pollination. So these are the various types of pollination occurs in the aquatic plant, that is Vallisneria, Zostera, etc. So this is about the hydrophilous type of pollination.